So happy birthday, Pisces. I want to dedicate this whole little video to the sign Pisces because this is the month of Pisces. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And you guys know I did one of my videos was on the 12th house. Well, Pisces and Neptune are the ruler of the 12th house. So if you can imagine, like every single other planet, you know, all the other signs, it's the end. So a lot of times Pisces, Neptunian people take on qualities of all the signs, which adds to their confusion. So what I want to talk about today are some positive and negative aspects of the sign Pisces, but I do want to first start off by saying that, as you guys know, every sign is ruled by a planet. Originally, Pisces and Sagittarius were both ruled by Jupiter. And then I guess they found Neptune, and I don't know how they did this, but they gave Pisces to Neptune. So Neptune is considered right now the ruler of Pisces, whereas Jupiter rules Sagittarius. The similarity between both of those signs being that they're both ruled by Jupiter is expansive. As I've talked about before, it's a planet that brings abundance. So, and this can be an abundance of good, an abundance of bad, whatever. But both of these signs, both Sagittarius and Pisces, are both mutable. So as you guys know, we have the mutable signs, we have the fixed signs, we have the cardinal signs. In a perfect world, a chart would encompass a balance of all three of those, which would make somebody have initiative, you know, that's the cardinal, able to bring thoughts and ideas and people together. That would be the mutable, and then stick with their goals, which would be the fixed sign. Unfortunately, most of us don't have a really balanced chart. We have a predominance of air, a predominance of earth, a predominance of water, whatever. We can get into that at a later date, but this whole video is about Pisces and their mutable nature and just who they are as people. So obviously by this point, if you've watched my other videos, you know there's a lot more than our sun sign going on, but I just want to get down to some basics here with this sign. Now, so Pisces has, again, is ruled by Neptune. So wherever Pisces is, where it is in the chart, and we all have it in our chart somewhere, because we all have every sign in our chart somewhere, but it's the house that's important. It's going to give an element of maybe on the negative, maybe confusion, but on the positive, it's more of an empathy and a connection and understanding. And I mean a connection like with source and that we're all connected, you know? So a lot of times you can see these people, Pisces sun, Pisces ascendant, Pisces moon, as very empathetic people. But to every positive, there's a negative. And with that empathy, it gives them, there's Edgar and Diantina, it's almost, sometimes they're considered the doormat of the zodiac because they don't always know how to stand up for themselves and to, you know, take that initiative, or, you know, I don't want to say like holding a grudge is a good thing, but like they don't like hold on to stuff like that, which is probably good for their health, but they tend to kind of float through. You know, the symbol for the Pisces is two fish swimming in different directions. So you can imagine people with a strong Pisces, that's how their minds are a lot. Sometimes in the negative, they tend to float through life if they don't have a strong earth in their chart. And with earth, I mean Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. So, you know, that's really going to be imperative for a Pisces type person to have a strong earth. Now, if they don't have that earth, what they need to do is when they're looking for like a marriage partner or something like that, they need to find somebody with a considerable amount of earth, because that's the grounding. That's the grounding. And although Pisces is an intuitive sign, and you know the water signs in general are feminine and they're receptive, so they work more on their intuition. That's Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. They need that balance of maybe a little bit more, I don't know the way I would say this kind of energy, because I didn't want to say like aggressive or, you know, because that's not what I'm trying to say, but somebody to kind of anchor them a little bit more because they tend to float off somewhere else. Now, the other thing about Pisces is, you know, since they rule the 12th is all things hidden. Obviously, there's a tendency towards addictions. So that's something they want to watch out for. And Pisces is well known for that. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's drugs and alcohol like everybody thinks of addictions, but it can be like to another person, or it can be to like an obsession with like a cause or whatever, shopping. I mean, people can be addicted to anything. Escapism is what it's about. So they like to escape. And that's why you see so many of these people drawn to movies and film and that kind of a world, because they like the escape. They like to create. It's like a fantasy world. They're usually pretty good creative writers. And I'm not just talking about the sun in Pisces. I'm like, you'd have to look at the whole chart and see where Pisces is, but there's a creative always element to the personality. If you look at somebody like Elizabeth Taylor, she had, I think, her sun in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, you know, Mars in Pisces, and a Scorpio moon, which is double triple. But clearly she had problems with addiction, but she was super beautiful. And she was able to kind of always give off this persona of glamour and this ethereal thing. And that's so Pisces and Neptunian. Now, I'm not trying to say that Pisces are all soft and gentle and everything else, because I've known people with planets in Pisces and they're just as mean as any other sign. But by nature, there's that going both ways all the time. So they are extremely easy to sway in one direction, which is probably why a lot of them are good actors, because they're able to, you know, they're told to act this part out and then they can do it, you know, without too much thought. They just act the part out. Another thing too about Pisces and those mutable signs in general is sometimes they have a hard time with follow through, unlike the fixed signs. Now the cardinal signs, you know, are going to get things started for sure. They're going to, you know, the Aries, the Libra, you know, they're going to get stuff started. The fixed signs stick to it. The mutable signs will start stuff sometimes, and then they'll kind of float off into another direction, and then they don't accomplish their goals. So that's something that they want to watch out for. And they typically do not hold a grudge. Now, somebody like Elizabeth Taylor with the Scorpio moon, I mean, she might have held a Scorpio moon's a tough placement for grudges. So she might have held a pretty big, grudge. I don't know, but, even with all her Pisces, but typically that mutableness will kind of like let stuff go and go with the flow more. I know my sister Jessica is a Pisces, and obviously I'm a Scorpio. And, when we used to fight when we were younger, she'd be like, I'll remember that you said this or you did this. And I was always thinking, no, you won't remember. I knew she wasn't going to remember, because it's not that they're stupid. It's just that they just kind of drift off onto something else, which is actually a pretty good sign. So anyways, this is Pisces. Now they talk about sometimes in books like the whale version of the Pisces, you know, another marine animal, because they can be kind of bossy. But overall, they are a highly sensitive sign that needs somebody to give them direction. And I don't mean that they're needy or not independent, because especially if they have earth signs, they're usually pretty independent. But they are a sign that kind of needs to be pushed and helped to stick to their course, because there's always a tendency to float, you know, with the strong Pisces Neptune. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and any questions, comments, if you know a Pisces, love a Pisces, whatever, comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.